Welcome to RestCabin, your ultimate sanctuary for deep relaxation, cozy soundscapes, and calming sleep stories. Tonight, we invite you to leave the chaos of the waking world behind, quiet your mind, and step aboard a journey designed to carry you into a state of absolute peace. Tonight, we are leaving everything behind as we board the midnight train to nowhere. The world you left behind tonight was simply moving too fast. The constant digital hum of screens, the relentless ticking of the wall clock, the heavy, exhausting weight of tomorrow's endless to-do lists. It all begins to fade into a distant memory the very moment you step onto the platform of the midnight station. The air here feels completely different from the city air. It is cool, incredibly crisp, and carries the faint, deeply nostalgic scent of autumn leaves, wet earth, and distant rain. A soft tilt-over fog rolls gently across the dark, weathered wooden planks of the platform, curling around your boots like a welcoming friend, greeting you after a long, tiring journey. Above you, the sky is not a pitch-black void, but a beautiful, deep, velvety shade of midnight blue, dusted with thousands of ancient twinkling stars that seem to pulse in perfect time with your slow breathing. You stand entirely alone under the warm, comforting amber glow of a single vintage wrought iron street lamp. There are no frantic crowds here. There are no rushing commuters, no loud, jarring announcements over a speaker system, and no overwhelming background noise. The only sound filling the midnight air is the rhythmic, soothing symphony of nature itself. The soft, continuous chirping of crickets in the nearby tall grass, and the gentle whisper of a cool breeze rustling through the canopy of old majestic oak trees surrounding the station. You take a deep, slow breath in, filling your lungs completely with the clean, cool night air, and then you let it out with a long, heavy, peaceful sigh. With that single breath, you release the first heavy layer of tension from your tired shoulders. You are safe here. You are protected. And you are exactly where you need to be. Far out in the distance, past the rolling hills, a low resonant sound echoes through the misty valley. It is the deep, comforting, and familiar whistle of an approaching steam train. It does not sound loud, sharp, or startling to your ears. Instead, it feels like a gentle call, a soft, musical invitation to come away from the noise and demands of the modern world. Soon, you see a warm, golden light piercing directly through the shifting curtains of a fog. The train approaches the platform, slowly, moving with a calm, effortless grace that feels almost magical. This is no ordinary modern locomotive. It is a beautifully preserved vintage steam train. Its dark iron chassis polished to absolute perfection, catching the soft reflection of the starlight above. White, fluffy steam billows lazily from its tall chimney, rising up into the midnight sky and blending seamlessly with the low-hanging clouds. As the train glides to a completely silent stop beside where you stand on the platform, the soft rhythmic hiss of the steam engine fills the air. It is a steady, soothing white noise sound that instantly blankets your mind, quietening the lingering, restless chatter of your everyday thoughts. The passenger cars are crafted from dark, rich mahogany wood, featuring large, beautifully arched glass windows that glow with a soft, inviting radiance from within. You can see the gentle, warm flicker of classic lamplight reflecting off the interior polished wood paneling. The door to the nearest carriage swings open with a soft, welcoming click, opening up as if it was waiting precisely for your arrival tonight. You take a slow step forward, leaving the wooden platform behind, and climb the short, polished brass steps into the train. The moment your feet touch the plush emerald green carpet of the interior hallway, a profound wave of comfort washes over your entire body. The air inside the carriage is perfectly warm, filled with the comforting aroma of aged cedar wood, old leather-bound books, and a faint, sweet hint of freshly brewed vanilla tea. It feels less like a train carriage and much more like a private, luxurious living room designed solely for your rest, relaxation, and peace of mind. You walk slowly down the narrow, quiet hallway, guided by the soft, warm glow of small brass lamps securely mounted on the wood walls. The entire train seems empty, offering you complete, uninterrupted privacy and peace. You find your private compartment and gently slide the heavy wooden door open. Inside, you discover the ultimate sanctuary. A large, deeply cushioned armchair, upholstered in soft, dark velvet, sits right next to a massive, pristine glass window. Across from the plush chair is a small, elegant wooden table, upon which rests a ceramic mug, still steaming softly, filled to the brim with a warm, caffeine-free herbal tea. Next to the mug is a heavy, beautifully knitted wool blanket, folded neatly, waiting just for you to use it. You close the compartment door behind you, completely shutting out the rest of the universe and all its worries. You slide into the velvet armchair, and it immediately contours perfectly to your body, supporting your back, cushioning your neck, and allowing every single muscle in your body to fully relax and let go. You reach over with both hands, pick up the warm ceramic mug, and let the soothing heat radiate deeply through your palms. Taking a small, slow sip, you taste the gentle, sweet notes of chamomile and wild honey, feeling the warmth travel down into your chest, relaxing you from the inside out. You place the mug back down on the table and take the heavy wool blanket, unfolding it completely and draping it gently over your lap and shoulders. The comforting weight of the blanket is deeply grounding, acting like a warm, protective hug that anchors you to this exact moment of absolute safety. You lean your head back against the soft, built-in headrest and turn your gaze toward the large window. With a gentle, barely perceptible shudder, the train finally begins to move. There is no sudden jolt, no jarring acceleration to disturb you. It simply begins to roll forward, slowly, smoothly, and effortlessly, as if it is being carried away into the dark by the night itself. The rhythmic clack, 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 clack of the heavy iron wheels against the tracks begins. It is a slow, steady, deeply hypnotic cadence. Clack, 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 clack. It matches the slow, relaxed beating of your own heart. As the midnight station slowly drifts backward into the thick fog, you realize you do not know where this train is going, And for the very first time in your life, you do not care. There is no final destination to worry about, no rigid schedule to keep, and no expectations to meet. This is the train to nowhere, and its only purpose is to carry you safely into a deep, effortless sleep. The journey has officially begun. The gentle rhythm of the train becomes your entire world. Clack, 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 clack. The sound is steady, predictable, and incredibly comforting. With every passing mile, the heavy burdens of your waking life slip further away into the shadows. You pull the thick knitted wool blanket a little higher up on your chest, feeling its protective warmth wrap around you like a cocoon. Looking out the large, pristine glass window of your private compartment, you watch as the modern world completely disappears, replaced by a landscape that feels untouched by time. The train has left the station far behind and is now entering the heart of the Whispering Valley, a vast, mystical lowland that seems to exist entirely within a peaceful midnight dream. Outside, a soft silver blue mist hugs the ground, moving lazily across the landscape like slow-moving water. It blankets the floors of rolling meadows and weaves gently between the trunks of ancient towering willow trees that line the tracks. These trees bow their long, elegant branches toward the train as it passes, their leaves brushing softly against the outer roof of the carriage with a sound that resembles a gentle, reassuring whisper. It is the sound of nature telling you that it is finally time to let go, that it is safe to quiet your mind and rest. The air outside is thick with tranquility, and through the glass you can see that the valley is not entirely dark. It is alive with a soft, natural radiance that fills the night with a sense of wonder. As your eyes adjust to the beautiful darkness, you notice thousands of tiny glowing fireflies rising from the tall grass of the meadows. They do not flicker erratically. Instead, they pulse with a slow, synchronized, warm golden light resembling tiny fallen stars floating effortlessly in the cool night air. They dance alongside your window, keeping pace with the steady, unhurried speed of the train. The golden glow of these tiny lanterns reflects beautifully off the glass, casting soft, dancing patterns of light across the rich mahogany walls of your compartment. The sight is completely mesmerizing. You find yourself watching the slow rise and fall of the light, and without even realizing it, your breathing begins to slow down, matching the gentle, rhythmic pulse of the fireflies outside. The train begins to cross an old, masterfully crafted stone bridge that spans across a wide, winding river. Looking down, you can see the dark, glassy surface of the water reflecting the magnificent canopy of stars above. The river looks like a flowing ribbon of starlight, winding its way through the misty valley. The sound of the train changes here, shifting from the sharp cadence of the tracks to a deep, hollow, and resonant hum as it glides safely over the stone arches. Below you, the gentle rushing of the river water over smooth river stones rises up through the cool air, blending perfectly with the steady hiss of the steam engine. It is a layering of sounds that creates the ultimate acoustic blanket for your mind. Water, steam, and stone working together to wash away any remaining traces of stress or anxiety. You lean your head closer to the glass, feeling the slight, refreshing coolness of the window against your forehead. It is a pleasant contrast to the perfect, cozy warmth radiating from the small cast iron stove built into the corner of your carriage. Inside the stove, small logs of cedar wood burn quietly, offering a very soft, rhythmic crackle that adds a layer of domestic comfort to your journey. The faint, sweet aroma of burning cedar fills the room, grounding you in a feeling of complete security. You are completely protected from the elements, riding safely inside a moving sanctuary while the beautiful, mysterious night unfolds just inches away from you. The train slowly curves around the edge of a massive, silent lake that mirrors the deep purple and midnight blue tones of the sky. The water is so perfectly still that it looks like a giant sheet of polished obsidian glass. The reflection of the crescent moon rests upon the center of the lake, casting a long, shimmering silver path that seems to follow the train as it moves along the shoreline. There are no signs of human life out here, no glowing city lights, no highways, no houses. There is only the pure, undisturbed beauty of the natural world at night. The sheer isolation of this place feels incredibly liberating. Out here, nobody needs anything from you. There are no emails to answer, no phone calls to return, and no problems to solve. You are entirely free to just exist in this moment. As the train continues its effortless journey through the valley, the sky above begins to change very subtly. A gentle, high-altitude mist sweeps across the stars, creating a soft, ethereal halo around the glowing moon. The light becomes softer, more diffused, casting a dreamy pastel quality over the entire landscape. The rolling hills in the distance look like soft, sleeping giants, blanketed under a quilt of blue fog. The visual rhythm of the landscape passing by, tree after tree, hill after hill, cloud after cloud, acts as a powerful visual lullaby. Your eyelids begin to feel incredibly heavy, drooping slightly as you stare out into the beautiful, dark world. You take another slow, deep breath, tasting the faint hint of chamomile still lingering in the air of your warm compartment. Every muscle in your face relaxes, your jaw unclenches. The tension around your eyes completely melts away, and your hands rest loosely and peacefully on top of the heavy wool blanket. The world outside is at peace, and that peace is slowly making its way inside your heart. The train is carrying you forward, away from the past, away from the future, and deeper into the quiet safety of the present moment. You close your eyes for just a moment, listening to the comforting song of the tracks, knowing that the journey is far from over and that you are drifting closer and closer to a deep, restorative sleep. The steady rhythmic hum of the train smoothly guides you out of the wide, misty lowlands of the valley and into the grand entrance of an ancient, towering forest. The giant pine and redwood trees stand like old, silent guardians of the night, their massive trunks wrapped in soft cloaks of green moss. As the train weaves effortlessly through the deep heart of the woods, the air outside begins to cool even further, and the sky above disappears completely behind a dense, majestic canopy of thick leaves and pine needles. The darkness here is profound, rich, and incredibly comforting, like a heavy velvet curtain drawn shut to protect your sleep from the rest of the world. Then you hear it. A soft, musical tapping sound begins to play against the outer roof of your wooden carriage. At first, it is just a few stray, gentle droplets, but within moments, it transforms into a steady, beautiful, and mesmerizing midnight rain. The sound of the water fatly pattering against the roof and streaking down the large glass window of your private compartment creates a gorgeous, rich tapestry of natural white noise. It is a soft, continuous shh sound, a fluid lullaby that seems to instantly wash over your mind, rinsing away any final, stubborn thoughts that might be lingering from your day. Looking out through the glass, you watch the rain droplets catch the warm, golden glow of the train's interior lamps. They look like tiny liquid diamonds racing down the pane, leaving long, shimmering trails behind them. The visual rhythm of the water moving across the glass is deeply hypnotic. Outside, the rain is bringing the ancient forest to life in the most peaceful way possible. The dry earth drinks in the moisture, releasing a rich, deeply grounding aroma of damp pine needles, rich soil, and fresh woodland air. Even though the window is securely closed, you can almost feel the refreshing, clean quality of that air washing through your mind, clearing out the mental clutter and replacing it with absolute stillness. The train does not speed up to escape the weather. Instead, it seems to slow down slightly, as if the locomotive itself wants to savor the peaceful ambience of this rainy forest. The rhythmic cadence of the tracks changes once more, softening as the rails become slick with the cool water. Clack, 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 clack. The sound is now deeper, muffled by the falling rain and the thick floor of the forest. It blends perfectly with the crackle of the small cedar logs burning inside your compartment's cast iron stove. The contrast between the cold, wet, untamed wilderness outside and the perfect, warm, protected sanctuary of your velvet armchair is immensely satisfying. You pull the heavy knitted wool blanket tighter around your shoulders, sinking even deeper into the plush cushions. You are completely safe, perfectly dry, and entirely taken care of. Deep within the woods, the train passes through a long, narrow canyon made of smooth, dark stone walls. Here, the sound of the falling rain and the gentle puffing of the steam engine echo softly off the cliffs, creating a deep, resonant, and enveloping acoustic experience. It feels as though the sound is wrapping around your entire body, like a warm blanket of audio, shutting out the rest of the universe entirely. In this canyon, there are no horizons to look at, no distant landscapes to focus on. There is only the immediate, beautiful reality of your cozy compartment, the warmth of the fire, the taste of your herbal tea, and the endless, soothing song of the rain. As the train emerges from the canyon, it passes by a clearing where a quiet woodland stream runs parallel to the tracks. The rain falls into the moving stream, creating thousands of tiny ripples that dance under the soft, filtered starlight breaking through the clouds. A few forest animals, a pair of quiet deer standing at the water's edge, look up calmly as the train glides past. They do not run away. They recognize the train as a natural, peaceful part of the midnight world. Everything in this forest is at peace. Every tree, every animal, every leaf, and every drop of rain is functioning in perfect harmony. You realize that you too are a part of this harmony. You do not need to fight the rhythm of the night. You only need to let yourself float along with it. Your body is now feeling incredibly heavy, sinking effortlessly into the velvet seat. The tips of your fingers rest loosely on the soft wool fabric of your blanket. Your breathing has slowed to a deep, steady, and natural rhythm, matching the slow rise and fall of the steam billowing outside. The warmth from the tea has settled deep within your core, radiating a sense of profound comfort through your entire nervous system. The heavy, exhausting fatigue that you carried with you onto the station platform has transformed into a soft, luxurious drowsiness. It is the kind of tiredness that feels good, the kind that signals to your mind that your work for the day is completely done and that you have earned the right to fully surrender to the night. The train continues its smooth, unhurried journey through the endless lines of pine trees, heading deeper into the heart of the quiet forest. The rain continues to fall steadily, a reliable, unchanging companion to your journey. The windows are heavily fogged up now from the warmth inside, blurring the dark shapes of the trees into soft, dreamy abstracts of deep green and shadow. The world outside is fading away, leaving only the pure essence of rest. You lean your head back against the soft headrest, your eyes closing for longer intervals now, drifting comfortably on the borderline between waking and sleeping, completely carried away by the train to nowhere. The steady, soothing rain slowly begins to taper off, leaving behind a world that feels completely renewed, quiet, and profoundly still. The heavy, matted canopy of the ancient forest gradually opens up, and the train smoothly glides out into a landscape that defies imagination. You open your eyes just a fraction, looking out the large, clear glass window of your warm compartment. The train is now traveling along an incredibly high, winding mountain ridge, suspended between the dark earth below and the infinite expanse of the heavens above. Out here, there are no clouds, no mist, and no fog. The air is as clear as crystal, revealing the sea of endless stars in all its majestic, breathtaking glory. The sky above is an immense, deep cosmic ocean of indigo, violet, and midnight black. Millions of brilliant silver stars stretch out from horizon to horizon, shining with a sharp, steady light that seems to illuminate the entire world from within. The Milky Way sweeps across the dome of the night like a glowing river of starlight, casting a soft, ethereal silver dust over the peaks of the distant mountains. The sight is so vast, so staggeringly peaceful, that it instantly silences any remaining whispers of thought within your mind. In the presence of such timeless beauty, your everyday worries feel completely weightless, dissolving into the night like morning mist under the sun. You feel wonderfully small, safe, and entirely at peace. Below the mountain ridge, a soft blanket of white clouds covers the valleys below, making it look as though the train is floating effortlessly on top of a frozen, silent ocean. The rhythmic clack, 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 clack of the wheels against the iron tracks has slowed down to a very gentle, lazy crawl. The engine no longer puffs with effort. It simply glides, carried forward by the natural, smooth momentum of the midnight journey. The sound is now a continuous, low-frequency hum that vibrates gently through the floorboards, through the plush emerald carpet, and into the velvet armchair where you rest. This deep, resonant vibration acts like a physical lullaby, gently massaging any last bits of hidden tension out of your muscles. Inside your compartment, the small cast iron stove has settled into a deep, steady glow. The cedar logs have burned down to beautiful, shimmering red embers, radiating a soft, consistent, and comforting warmth that fills every corner of the small room. The faint, sweet scent of the wood smoke combines with the incredibly clean, ozone-rich air drifting in through the train's ventilation, creating the perfect atmosphere for deep, undisturbed sleep. You let your head sink deeper back into the plush, soft headrest. Your body feels completely weightless now, as if you too are floating right alongside the train, suspended safely in the quiet space between the earth and the stars. The train enters a long, sweeping curve around the highest peak of the mountain, and for a few beautiful moments, the crescent moon appears directly outside your window. It hangs in the sky like a silver cradle, casting a soft, cool light that illuminates the interior of your compartment. The silver moonlight catches the edge of your empty ceramic mug, the polished wood of the small table, and the rich texture of your heavy knitted wool blanket. You pull the blanket up all the way to your chin, feeling completely enveloped in a cocoon of safety, warmth, and absolute comfort. You're entirely protected from the vast, cold wilderness of the outside world, tucked away in your own private, moving sanctuary. The slow, hypnotic rhythm of the train begins to decelerate even further, moving into a state of near-perfect silence. The intervals between the sounds of the tracks grow wider and wider. Clack, 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 clack. Each sound feels further away than the last, drifting into the background of your consciousness. The train is not stopping because of an obstacle or a station. It is simply slowing down because it has reached the destination that does not exist. It has carried you to the very edge of the waking world, safely delivering you to the threshold of deep restorative sleep. There are no more landscapes to watch, no more stories to listen to, and no more paths to follow. The journey of the mind is complete. Your breathing is now incredibly slow, deep, and perfectly even. Your heart beats in a calm, steady rhythm, completely aligned with the quiet energy of the midnight universe. Your eyelids are far too heavy to open again, and you willingly let them stay closed, surrendering fully to the beautiful darkness behind them. The images of the glowing fireflies, The misty valleys, the rainy forests, and the sea of endless stars begin to blend together, fading into a soft, dreamlike tapestry that gently pulls you under. You are completely safe. You are deeply comfortable. You are entirely at peace. As the voice of the narrator completely fades into a quiet whisper, the train continues to roll forward silently through the starlight, disappearing into the endless night. The ambient sounds of the gentle wind, the crackling embers, and the distant, slow rhythm of the tracks will remain with you, guarding your sleep and keeping you safe until the morning sun rises. But for now, the world is asleep, and it is time for you to sleep too. Close your eyes, let go of everything, and drift away into a deep, beautiful, and blissful rest. Good night from RestCabin.